Did you know that there are 3 types of estrogen, and estrogen is actually a category? So let me tell you what you need to know. If you don't know, I'm Wendy, I'm a physical therapist, and I have taken care of women for 20 years, and I believe knowledge is power. And so now I need you to know a little bit about chemistry, a little bit about your body, and I think if you had a better understanding, sometimes your choices could be better. Because you don't know what you don't know. Estrone is E1. Estradiol is E2. Estriol is E3. Estradiol is the most biologically active. It's like the big hitter, where estrone is 50 to 70% less active. Estradiol is the estrogen produced by the ovaries, the principal estrogen. It's then metabolized to estrone. Remember, that is E1. And both of those can be metabolized to estriol, which is the E3. So E1 and E2 can be switched over to E3. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is when we talk about hormone replacement therapy as being helpful for women, it can help different tissues in your body. As a physical therapist, I care about this because if you have frozen shoulder or vaginal pain or widespread joint pain and you feel overall inflamed, you need to know that estrogens are helpful because estrogen is a water-loving molecule. If I have all the proper things I need, my tissues will be optimal. So hormone replacement therapy for some people who are perimenopausal, menopausal, postmenopausal make all the difference in the world in many different systems. Muscles and bones are the things that I talk about, but I have been talking more about hormones because I think you need to understand that they matter for a lot of different things. So I'm not the expert here, but I'm just giving you basic definitions. So conjugated estrogens are non-human estrogens. So it's a mixture of 10 different hormones from natural sources. And by natural, I mean the urine of pregnant mares, which would be, Then there are synthetic estrogens. Then there are synthetic estrogens with steroids. Then there are synthetic estrogens without a steroid molecule. Then there are plant-based estrogens, also known as phytoestrogens. And these plant-based estrogens are not prescription products. Now, I need you to know that sometimes the way I speak is in a certain way that you can understand. I do lectures, I write papers. The way I speak in those particular environments are different than the way I'm speaking on social media because I want people of all ages, of all socioeconomic levels, of all levels of education to understand what I'm saying. So there's a phrase that we've been using with social media with hormones called hormone balance, or talking about hormone imbalances, or hormone replacement therapy balances our hormones. That is a pop culture kind of term. It's technically a marketing term, but I use that phrase because I want to speak the language that you are speaking. But technically, our hormones are never going to be quote unquote balanced. They are always up and down, no matter who you are, where you are in life. Hormones are meant to change and fluctuate, but hormone replacement therapy helps you get the hormone levels that are optimal so that you can have an improved curve with your changes, not such an erratic up and down, up and down, up and down. But hormones are always going to be all over the place. So if you hear the words hormone balancing, just know hormones are never going to be balanced. You're always going to be up and down. So this is also why I've been talking about your cycle. I need you to know where you are in your cycle. So the first half is follicular, the later half is luteal, and ovulation splits the two because on the first half in the follicular, you're like more beast mode. On the latter half, luteal, you're more likely to tear your ACL, sprain your ankle, hurt your SI joint, feel lethargic, feel tired, because you should know that a woman's body does change and there are times you're going to need more rest. And if you are beating yourself up that you have those changes, you're fighting science. You got to accept who you are, but you got to know who you are and then know how to plan accordingly. So taking control of your knowledge and understanding changes the way we think and feel and believe. Okay. The phrase bioidentical can also make people spicy because bioidentical has, I think, this, I don't know how to say it. It seems sexier than just taking pharmacology, if that makes sense. But when you look at the premier experts on menopause hormone replacement therapy, they will tell you your hormone replacement therapy should not cost you an arm and a leg. You can get a prescription for whatever hormone you need. It could be an estrogen patch, it could be topical progesterone, it could be an oral, it could be a pill, but they are all bioidentical. And so if somebody's charging you hundreds of dollars a month to balance your hormones and give you hormone replacement therapy that's bioidentical, you are spending a lot of money that you don't have, that you don't need to spend. Because if you see a provider that can listen to you and you articulate whatever symptoms you're having to a provider that knows how to write the prescription, you could have your hormone replacement therapy covered by insurance. Yes, so it can be done. Now, the exception for that would be testosterone, because testosterone has not been approved by the FDA for women, even though women have testosterone. And so there are different ways that women have to do all that. But I'm making this video as a healthcare provider to tell you these are words and basics and definitions that I think all of us as women need to understand. You shouldn't have to have a degree to understand your hormones and the phases of your life. I also don't want you to be taken advantage of by people who are just trying to sell you expensive things. I want you to feel better, but I also don't want you to be broke. I want you to find a provider that hears you, because you deserve to have a conversation with your healthcare provider if you feel like rubbish. Now, with that being said, if your healthcare provider doesn't understand this, you also can't force their hand. Now, telehealth is kind of awesome for this. There are people you could talk to online that are certified healthcare providers by the North American Menopause Society, which is now called the Menopause Society, that you could go to have these conversations, because you don't have to have blood work to get hormone replacement therapy, because your blood work will always be all over the place. They will tell you, the people that are NAMS, the North American Menopause Society, they will tell you, they will treat you based on your symptoms. So having a conversation, and wouldn't it be nice to have a conversation about why you feel like rubbish and have somebody believe you and have a solution to help you have a more comfortable experience? That'd be nice. Hit the plus sign and follow for more women's health and wellness tips.